Hello, everyone. It's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black the One and Only, here with another exciting live stream. And today we're going to be doing another writing vlog where we're going to be talking about the Heart of Heroes multiverse. I hope everybody's excited. I noticed that there are a lot of people already here. Don't forget to smash that like button if you guys are excited about the writing vlogs and excited chat. Okay. So Volt said, when I popped off, then your girl gave me just a little bit of lockjaw. Baby so cold, he from the north, he from the Canada. Oh, this is actually a real song. I thought Volt was freestyling, but I think I've heard or seen some of these lyrics before. Godzilla said ack. Volt said ack. Ryan said Admiral Akbar did nothing wrong. No, he said died for nothing. Don't know how I got the other thing I said. Godzilla said he did. Beth said, it says waiting. Godzilla said, I miss him. Volt said, Kim Jong Un vegetable. Ryan said, why do you miss him? He fish. Godzilla said, yeah, we're all waiting for it to go live. He fish, but. Ryan said, why slander Kim like that? Godzilla said, I miss him. Ryan said, he is a round boy. Volt said, he is a veggie boy. Ryan said, why? He said, do you miss his fish smell? And then Ryan said, who said he veggie? Then Volt said, the news says he veggie. Godzilla said, it was not Volt. Ryan said, the news is just rumors. Godzilla said, Nick. Ryan said, they cannot confirm he veggie. Godzilla said, it has been a long time. Can we start the stream? Then Beth said, come please. That's not appropriate, Beth. What are we doing here? Ryan said, no. Godzilla said, yay, he's here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you're hyped. Volt said the news says he became veggie after surgery. Oh, he's here. But the Wi Fi. Oh, fingers crossed that we don't have those weird freezes anymore. Ryan said, yo, I got a PragerU ad. That sounds gross. Then Kratos said, CYOAHOH. So I think Kratos is working on a Choose Your Own Adventures Heart of Heroes book. So that's definitely something to build hype on. Dad said it's a trap and then retracted his message. Yo, Dad, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Beth said 1, 2, 3. Volt said, yo, have you guys read my story for the first Sleepwalker? Then Kratos said, nah. So I haven't yet, but I do recommend that you guys keep posting stuff. The only reason why I haven't added a lot of new stuff that you guys have created yet is because I'm still like constantly creating characters. Volume 3 is already pretty huge. Kratos hasn't written his story yet, or at least he hadn't the last time we talked. Yeah, Kratos still hasn't written his story yet for Volume 3, and Volume 3 is already 179 pages. We're almost at 200 pages. I wrote a sequel story for EJAT. I wrote a theme song for EJAT. I created a new race. And for Volume 3, I've created how many characters? Because I've created a lot of characters for Volume 3. I'm trying to scroll. So, specifically in Volume 3, we created the Librarian last time. Then, since then, I've created Ogod Ozomplex, Laco Cativa, Pogrod Essence, Boa Aper, Hawket Ace, ACOC, and I'm working on another character. So I've created like 8 characters so far. Well, 7, working on the 8th one. So there's a lot of new content in Volume 3. Also, if the amino is still having trouble, because last time I talked to Godzilla, he was saying that he was posting things to the amino, but then he couldn't look at the post. We also have the Heart of Heroes email, so we don't have to worry about amino being petty. We can get past amino's pettiness for now if you guys submit to the email address, which is located in the description box below with instructions on how to submit. So if any of you guys are having trouble with the amino, you can always check that. Let me read more of the live chat and see what you guys are saying. Godzilla said, we kind of can't. Are you referring to the amino thing? If so, Check out the Heart of Heroes email address in the description box below. You guys can send your submissions there, and Kratos and I both have access to that email to where we're able to check it, see what you guys have submitted, and then add it to the book. So I highly recommend submitting to that email if you're not already. I haven't checked the email recently, but I should check the email soon and start adding things over from the email. So if there's anything that you guys have sent over Amino that you feel like got lost in the weird Amino errors that we've been having recently, then I would highly recommend sending them through the email. Easy peasy. Let's see, so where are we at? Kratos said we gotta work on that. Getting like the amino stuff to work. Well, that's why we got the email. We got the email. Godzilla said amino is broken. Godzilla said I can't do it on my own. Are you talking about the choose your own adventure? For Heart of Heroes. My brain was thinking about the AI Dungeon 2 song because I noticed the next thing you said. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Because I noticed the next thing you said is, and I think AI Dungeon 2 will be a valuable tool for it. Well, I mean, writing choose your own adventures isn't that crazy. It really depends on like how in depth you go with the different paths and stuff like that. Volt said Amino isn't broken for me. Volt said how's Amino broken? So last time Godzilla came on and he was like, whenever I try to look at post, I get like an error 500. And then I went to Amino and then I also got the error 500. But the Amino also was like, hey, um, this notified the people of Amino and now they're aware that like the error happened, so it's fine. So, see, I got error 500 on desktop. Maybe the app isn't broken. Is the app fine, but the web version is? Like when you look at post? Because I haven't tried looking at the app yet to see if it's working fine. If the app's working, but this isn't working, that would be weird. Because trying to edit the doc in the app would be weird. I might have to email the post to myself and then use it like that. Let's see. Kratos at Volume 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Volume 3 is already published, and you actually can click on a link in the description box below if you guys want to buy Volumes 1 through 3. We have links for each of the ebooks in the description. But yeah, Volume 4 is almost 200 pages already. So we've been really hyped on Volume 4. We've been adding a ton of new content. If you guys want me to describe any of the new characters or any of the new species and stuff like that, definitely feel free to hit up your boy. Also, I've expanded on the AI Dungeon 2 story that we did before. EJAT has a solo adventure after that, which I think you guys would probably be interested in. But I'm willing to share details and to go in depth, and we can also create new things together to add to the Heart of Heroes multiverse during the stream. Let's see. Godzilla said, I can't press post and see it. He says it's like 500. Oops, an application error has occurred. Sorry about that. Something's busted. We've been notified of the incident. Hopefully, that'll get fixed soon. Kratos said, there ain't shit in the email yet. You guys could send all the stuff that you guys have been sending on Amino to the email, and we just wouldn't have to worry about any of those issues. Let's see. Godzilla said, I'm going to send the images of the lizard people. Volt said, the app is what I'm using. Volt said, and I. Kratos says there isn't anything in the email. Kratos, have you checked the email yet? Kratos said, about to make my story now. Frozen Flame Volume 4. Okay, ballin'. Godzilla said, this species is actually crazy. Volt said, see, I saw the lizard people. I'm glad that you got to see the lizard people. I see the post, but on the desktop version, Godzilla's right. It's like you can't actually look at the post. I'm curious if I open the post in incognito, will it work? Yeah, I didn't think it would, but I wanted to know if there was a way to get around whatever this error is. Let's see. Kratos said, as of 2 minutes ago, we now have an email. Okay, cool. Well, there we go. Let's see. Godzilla said, there is tree lizard people. And then Bolt said, that email is mine. I would say, for now, try and submit stuff through the email. Like, if you guys are comfortable with it, feel free to resubmit anything that you guys have submitted on Amino via the email. That way it'll just be easier for Kratos and I to actually incorporate those things into the book. So I noticed that there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, Five. There have been five new posts. One, two, three of those posts were from Godzilla, and two of those posts were from Volt. Could you guys possibly resend those posts via the email? And that way we can check the email and add all the new species and stuff through there. At least until this amino stuff gets fixed. Let's see. Godzilla said there's tree lizard people. Volt said that email is mine. Godzilla said I tried to make them as strange and creative as possible. I'm hyped for that. Beth said announcement time. So I've kind of already made like the announcement stuff. So the big announcements, we have a bunch of new characters in Volume 4. Ejat's story got expanded. Ejat has new powers, by the way. Also, there's a new species that has been introduced. And Volume 4 looks like it's going to be the biggest volume of all the volumes so far. It seems like it's going to be like in excess of 200 pages. That's what it seems like. Let's see. Godzilla said you can change the colors, spike colors, leaf colors, leg colors, multiple colors. Godzilla's like he's very colorful, the species. Kratos said, Yo, Vol, I really like that librarian thing you sent. He said, I love the world building in it. Ooh. Kratos has already started reviewing the email. I don't currently have the email open, but it sounds cool. Beth said, Awesome. Volt said, Thanks, I tried hard on it. Godzilla said, What does Aethelak do in it? So, in order to not interfere with anybody else's story, the Ejat story takes place right after the AI Dungeon 2 story, where Ejat was about to face off against the sea monster. So, everybody else is still at the abandoned house. The story doesn't really follow the other characters because I want you guys to control what your characters do. I was like, I'm not gonna write a story that puppets other people's characters. I do want Ejat to like interact with everybody's characters, especially Ugrath, because Ugrath is brought up a good bit in the Ejat solo story, but he doesn't actually show up. It's just Ejat being like, I gotta like kill Ugrath kind of thing. Like it's more like he's planning and trying to figure out what to do, if that makes sense. Let's see. Beth said, Does everyone have Facebook? She said, Maybe I can try and make a group chat for this project. Godzilla said, Alrighty. Um, let's see. So I want to share some of the cool stuff that's been going on so far. Godzilla said, There are two new emails to the email. Nice. Thank you kindly for sending those emails our way. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Volt said Ugrath is public enemy number one to Ejat. He is Ejat's like biggest enemy right now. Though I did purposely create Ogad or Ugad, however you guys want to pronounce it, to be a new big bad for like the whole universe for the most part. Godzilla said Mother is also trying to kill Ejat. That's true. If anything, Ejat is public enemy number one. So I guess what I want to ask you guys, um, what would you want to hear about? Do you guys want to hear about the Ejat solo story? Do you guys want to hear about Ejat's new powers? Do you want to hear about the new race that I introduced? Or do you want to hear about some of the new characters I've created? A lot of the new characters I've created are all kind of related to each other in a way, which I think is kind of interesting. And I think I may be on the verge of creating like a superhero team and a supervillain team based around these new characters I've added. Volt said, I want to hear about both the race and the new characters. Okay. It'll probably be easier to jump into the race first. So I wrote the race today. They're like a brand new thing. And I showed them to Kratos, and Kratos actually really likes this new race. So the new race is called the Strained. Their appearance, they look just like normal human beings, but they possess invisible auras that only other strained can see. So the strained can blend into any human population, but the strained can identify each other. Their behavior is variable, though many of them are emotionally scarred or unstable, and you'll understand why momentarily. Their unique trait is that they were originally human, So all strained start off as human until they survived an extremely emotionally distressing near death experience while surrounded by extremely powerful and hostile magical beings. So they're essentially people who survived pretty much impossible to survive experiences. Whether or not you got swarmed by monsters or kaijus or mageborn, you were in a situation where there were a bunch of like magic people or magic beings trying to kill you, and you somehow made it out alive. And that's how you become a strained. But once you do become a strained, you get this new invisible aura that only other strained can see, and you get this thing that's called a tagi. So the tagi that you get is either a weapon, a suit of armor, or like a cybernetic enhancement that has been psychically brought to life, that you can communicate with telepathically. Not only can you communicate with it telepathically, but you can manipulate it telekinetically. You can duplicate it temporarily, so you can create like clones of it that eventually fade away, and you can enhance your Toggy with some kind of elemental attribute. However, every Toggy has an elemental weakness that it can't be enhanced with properly. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on with the strained race. But that's the main gimmick of it, more or less. So I want to hear more of your thoughts on the strained and what they're about. Let's see. Godzilla said the big hands have 3 legs. The big hands have 3 legs. Let's see. And then Ryan said, so they are mutant humans? So I understand the comparison to mutants, but I don't know. I feel like it's not quite the same as that. It has a lot more to do with like magic and psychic abilities and stuff like that. And they're a little bit more consistent when it comes to their power set than, say, like DC's Metahumans or Marvel's Mutants. Let's see. Kratos said, I would be interested to develop the aura further to see what abilities it can produce. Well, I mean, the aura kind of already produces all these other abilities. I am thinking about making characters who can manipulate the aura of the strained. I think it would be cool if you had people who could steal other people's auras, people who could manipulate the auras of others to maybe like turn on or off their strained abilities, people who could enhance auras to make the strained abilities like stronger, stuff like that. Like I think with the strained specifically having these aura based powers, we could now introduce characters who can manipulate auras to mess with the strained, or strained who possess aura manipulation abilities that they can use to weaken their opponents or enhance themselves. I think stuff like that could potentially be interesting. Let's see. Godzilla said, my favorite Zeppian subspecies are the brutes. Ooh, have you sent that in the email? Again, I don't have the email open right now, but I know Kratos has the email open. Volt said, I'm with Kratos. Ryan said, so they are magic mutants. Eh, no, because I think there's less variance in what their powers are. Like I said, their specific abilities are that they have like a weapon or a suit of armor or a cybernetic enhancement that they can communicate with telepathically because it's like alive. They can move it telekinetically. They can create temporary clones of it, and they can enhance it with some kind of elemental attribute. So to me, like X-Men's mutants and DC's metahumans have like a whole bunch of different powers, but the variants for the like strained are very specific. Like the difference between one strained and another would be their Tagi, their like weapon, armor, or cybernetic enhancement that they can like, you know what I mean? Let's see. Do 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 do. Kratos said, I mean, like, what if the aura can affect other people a certain way or detect certain things? Well, I feel like that would be like an additional ability that's outside of them just being a strained, which I'm totally fine with strained characters having more powers, but I just feel like those powers wouldn't be because they're strained, they would be like other abilities that you possess for other reasons. You know what I mean? Maybe they have like a cybernetic thing that enhances it, or maybe they already had some kind of abilities and then they also became a strained, stuff like that. But I just feel like the strained power set is already like defined. You know what I mean? But then any individual strain could do more stuff. Let's see. Kratos said like a strained character can manipulate his own aura to detect the true motives of someone he's talking to, for example. Well, to me, that doesn't sound like a strained thing. That sounds like a mage-born thing or something. Because the mage-born are straight up made to where it's like they could have any magic bullshit power they want. You know what I mean? Like the Mageborn, their whole thing is they can cast spells and use magic and enchanted items. And the Mageborn are the only ones who can cast spells and use enchanted items. It's like a very like niche thing that they can do. But the Strained have like this very specific power set, if that makes sense. Like they specifically can do this. Ryan said, so they're humans with powers. Kind of, but they're not. I wouldn't say they're exactly human anymore. It does turn you into something else, because you have like the different aura about you, and you have that special psychic connection to the Tagi, which is something that humans don't possess. There's like a lot going on with it. Let's see. Kratos said the lizard boys are interesting. Godzilla said, thanks, I made them in MS Paint. He said, so sorry if they're not very good. He said, also, I just suck at drawing. I believe that your drawings are probably pretty solid. Again, I haven't seen the email yet, but from what I saw on Amino, I thought they were cool. I'm personally not super good at drawing myself, and I don't really judge people's ability to draw. I'm just excited that like you're submitting things in general. Like I'm hype. Let's see. Kratos said they aren't bad. They just have their own style. That's a cool way to think about it. I think that's true. Volt said at Godzilla, did you make the name simple so Jet can't complain? I'm sorry. I make very complicated names too. So I understand why you guys make the names the way you do. I just have trouble pronouncing them. Godzilla said, kind of. Kratos said, but Strained are the only ones with this aura. Well, there are other characters who have auras, but the Strained specifically have these special invisible auras that only other Strained can see. But there already are other characters who have auras. They just don't have the Strained auras. Godzilla said, I was gonna name the species something like the Byro Forage People or something like that. But the Zepian seems simpler. The Zepian does seem simpler to say, easier to say. John Mason said, hey Nick, I'm doing some work, but I'll be here listening. Yo, welcome John Mason, it's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? Do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? John Mason said, art is subjective. If you think your art is bad, it means you are comparing it to something else. That's true. Kratos said, that makes sense. I'm just happy that you guys are like excited and that we're all having fun creating stuff. Also, John Mason, I'm not sure if you saw my latest Facebook messages, but I'm starting to lean farther away from the Doc and Flacco thing, or Flacco and Doc. Like, Flacco and Doc are cool, and I want to do more stuff with Doc and Flacco, but I want to get you in on this Heart of Heroes stuff. The Heart of Heroes stuff is like really popping off right now, John Mason. And I want you to jump in on Volume 4 and to start helping out with Volume 4. Because I feel like you're a really creative and talented person, and I want to see like what mark you'll put on the Heart of Heroes multiverse. So if you want, you can send me your email address on Facebook, and then on Facebook, I can add you as a collaborator to Volume 4 so that you can start making edits on Volume 4. And I'm sorry to flip the script because, like, last week we were like, we're going to try and expand Flacco and Doc. But now I just feel like volume four is just like boom, 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 boom. We're putting a lot of work into it, and I'm hoping that we can publish volume four sometime this week. Maybe like around Sunday, we can try and publish it. But I want throughout this week for us to just like put our ideas out there. You know what I mean? John Mason said, "Well, yeah, I'll have to catch up on that then." Um, I guess I need to send you like the previous volumes as well, John Mason, to get you caught up. Let's see. Kratos said, and I always call it Final Flames, but I know it's not called Final Flames. I'm just gonna say FF. Kratos said FF Volume 4 is going to be great. It's Frozen Flames. That's what it is. I just remembered it. Uh, Excuse me. I'm sorry about the burp. Nestor180 said, "Hi. Yo, Nestor180. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day? Do you have any questions for your boy and any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream?" Godzilla said there are five subspecies: the big hands, which are really good minions; the brutes, really good warriors; the trees, really good magic users; the worms, very good babies, very good babies; and the alphas, really good leaders. I don't know why, but very good babies tickled me. I just didn't expect that one. Volt said Volume 4 is going to be a thick boy. It is indeed. John Mason said, "Thanks, though. Glad you think I'm talented." Yeah, dude. I vibe with what everybody's been working on. I think Volt's like monster concepts and like sketches are really cool. I love peering into Godzilla's imagination and like the kaijus that he creates. I think Kratos makes really interesting like anti-heroes, and he's really into like mythology and elements, and you can see that in his work. When it comes to Beth, she really likes parahumans and stuff like that, and characters that are based on like biology or elemental stuff. Um, we haven't gotten Kaylee in on this yet, but I want to get Kaylee in on this because Kaylee makes really interesting stuff in Dreams, and I'd be curious to see what she would create in Heart of Heroes. I also am interested in seeing if Colin would want to like participate in this, and if Aiden would want to participate in this. Like I feel like everyone has something to offer to the Heart of Heroes universe if they're interested. You know what I mean? John Mason said, "Oh, and my day was all right." He said, "My lecturer likes the 3D sculpt of a mask I'm working on right now for class." So that was good to know. Hey, that's good to hear. He said, "Got some rest. That also sounds good. Sounds like a productive and relaxing day." Volt said, "That's nice to know." Godzilla said, "Worms look like snakes." Yo, Volt, do you want to be like do you want to be added to the collab, like to the Google Doc, to where you can edit the Google Doc directly, Volt? Because if you want, I could do something similar to the John Mason thing, where I'm like, if you hit me up with that email address, I can add you on, and then you can edit the document directly. Because that way you wouldn't have to wait for us. You wouldn't have to wait for Kratos or I to add your stuff. Volt said, "I'm down." Volt, hit up the Heart of Heroes email with your email address, and then we can share it with you, and then you'll be able to like edit on it. Let's see. Also, Godzilla, do you want to be added as like a collab? I can just add everybody. My main thing would be, keep in mind I do edit. I'm still like the editor of the book. So I will go through and I will like change stuff, but I normally don't make like drastic changes to anything. It's normally like rephrasing and stuff like that. But let's see. Kratos said, "It wasn't until after releasing Volume 1 and 2 that I realized Frozen in Flames would be a much better name. A seemingly small change, but with a huge impact." I mean, stuff like that happens. Maybe it's interesting that you call them volumes. I'm not sure when a name change would be appropriate. I guess you could do that at any time you wanted to. You could say, like, Frozen Flames Volume 4, Frozen in Flames Volume 1 as the name of a story, and then you could start calling them Frozen in Flames from that point on, and people know that it's a part of the same story. Godzilla said Kaylee made a really weird cactus forest. Kaylee does create like really interesting, like cinematic, sometimes like creepy things. I think they're really cool. Volt said, "I'm down." Godzilla said, "Google Docs are neat," and then he said, "Yes." He said, "Yes, I do." Kratos said, Nick's edits are amazing. I'm glad that you vibe, Kratos. Godzilla said, this Godzilla account is not my main account for docs. He said, but I'm going to use it. Okay, ballin'. John Mason said, Nick, can you briefly go through what it's about? He said, so I can start thinking of ideas. Yeah, I can hit you up. Kratos said, I'll do the name change later on. Okay, ballin'. Volt said, okay, I sent an email telling you that it's my email. Okay, cool. Let me open up Heart of Heroes, the email address. But first, let me read like the brief about section. So here's the about section, John Mason. Welcome to the superhero science fantasy monster horror world of Heart of Heroes multiverse. This book is the fourth volume of many planned volumes for creating an interconnected, public domain superhero universe with multiple writers and illustrators. Inside are 9 original characters and 5 original species from the previous 2 volumes, plus a whole bunch of new shit. A whole bunch of new shit. The fictional world of this book was originally inspired by the concept of spirit possessed robots and shape shifting zombies. If that sounds interesting to you, then you should definitely keep reading. Feel free to use anything from this book in your own creative projects, commercially or otherwise. So I guess the main point is that it's like a superhero, science fantasy, monster horror world of the Heart of Heroes multiverse. And I would highly recommend that if you're trying to create new stuff, that you try and read some of the old stuff and get a feel for it. You know what I mean? I would say, let me send you the volumes so far. Really, I feel like everybody should start reading like the older volumes so that we can make sure that everybody's on the same page. So I might send like a group email that literally has all the volumes in it to all you guys. And then that way we're all on the same page. We're like with the continuity. You know what I mean? So let me change to the Heart of Heroes account real quick. She drive me crazy. Hey, she drive me crazy. Hey, she call me Cuddy. That bitch is a baby. I don't know, fuck these hoes. Dun, 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 dun. I don't really know that song that well. Have you guys heard "Pissy Pampers" by Playboy Cardi? It's a song that got leaked, but it's been really popular. Anyways, let's see. So let me get everybody's email addresses. So I see Volt's email. So let me grab that. Oh my goodness. That's such a long email. My goodness. Okay. So I'm going to add you as a collaborator, Volt. So let me share this with you real quick. And then I need to add Godzilla as well. So let me go back into my inbox. Okay, so I see Godzilla's password. Not password, damn it. Email. His is also very long. They're so long they make you think that they're passwords. Let's see. And then I need John Mason's email. John Mason, did you hit me up? Also, I want Ryan to collab on this project if he's down. I think that would be cool. John Mason, did you send me your email on Facebook? Oh, he sure did. Okay, ballin'. So let me grab that. His email address doesn't seem as long. He didn't go with the password length email address. Okay, so I think I got everybody in. Now let me read the live chat real quick, and then let me start sending all the volumes we've had so far. So where are we at? Do 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 do. Volt said you gotta read that story. He said I want to know what you think, man. Add it to the thing. Now you can just directly add it to the thing. Wait, did I actually pull the trigger on inviting you guys yet? I have not because I needed to add John Mason. Now I'm gonna hit this button and you guys should all be good. Yeah. So I just shared it with Godzilla, Volt, and John Mason. So you guys all are able to edit the document. And don't worry, I'm gonna go behind everybody and edit everything, and make sure that everything's straight before we publish. And I also am going to send everyone all of the volumes so far. Kratos, I know your email address, but I forgot it. Can you hit me up on Facebook Messenger? Because I want to at you on Heart of Heroes. Wait a minute, you can see Heart of Heroes. I can send it to the Heart of Heroes account. Like I can send it to itself, and it's the same thing as sending it to Kratos because Kratos is also in it. I just need to make sure I spell it right. Heart of Heroes .rlsh at gmail.com. Okay, cool. Nice. And then I'm gonna say all volumes so far. And let me scoot my phone over. I need to attach all the volumes so far. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, ba-na-na-na. Boom, boom, boom. Dun, 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 dun. Are you guys like freaking out about the number of pages in the book? I told you guys that like a bunch of times that we already had hella pages. That shouldn't be new. I feel like I've said that like a bunch just today. Oh, there's like a little like informational pop-up trying to teach me about how attachments work. It's because this email address is new. So it's assuming that I've like never used like Google Docs or whatever. Okay, so where am I at in the live chat yet? I feel like I'm really behind. Okay, John Mason said, wow. He said, yeah, I'll check it out first. Kratos said, I just realized there are no elementers or shape-shifting zombies in Frozen Flames. Well, with shape-shifting zombies and spirit-possessed robots are what inspired this universe. But we haven't had a lot of either. Sorry about the disconnect. Beth tried to call me in the middle of the stream. It is 10 p.m. now. So Beth and I are... Okay, sorry about that. Beth has been trying to call me. We normally do our talk time at 10 p.m. But I thought Beth was watching the stream, so I thought Beth was aware that I was still doing this. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get that it's 10 p.m. I'm going to end the stream. I'm sorry I wasn't able to catch up with the live chat. I'll send you guys all the volume information. I'm sorry that I didn't have enough time in order to read everybody's live chat messages. But don't worry, we'll all be able to run this stuff together soon. Thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button. Favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring the notification bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams. There's your friend, your boy, Jump Like One Only, logging out. Peace, guys. Check the guy.